Hey watch people, welcome back. This is Hector from Winding Crowns. Today we're going to take a quick look at the Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80. I know this is a popular watch. It's been out for a while. It's really well received. People like it. In fact, I have it here. I did the unboxing of this one and the Hamilton Cooper. More to come on this watch when I do the review. Trying something a little different, right? And then after I do the video, we'll come back to this and I'll give you my thoughts and recommendations on the watch. And I'm trying new lighting, guys, so I'm trying to just kind of play with different lighting. It looks like it might be a little bright. And I am wearing a white t-shirt, so if you can see my nips through the shirt, you're welcome. Anyway, onto the desk to do the review. This is the watch we're looking at today. This is the Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80. This is the black dial version. They do have a blue version, which is very beautiful, but I chose the black. And the reason is I just feel that it is more subdued, which I love the blue one as well, but the black is more subdued. Not only that, but most blue dials, including the Tissot, use a white date wheel with black script. Nothing wrong with that. Rolex and everyone uses it. So no fault Tissot. But on the Tissot with the black dial, they do use a black date wheel with white script. And I like that the black date wheel matches the dial, so that's why I chose this one. Again, I want to thank Richard at Saltzman, who I will put a link to his store in the description and pin it to the first comment. Thank you, Richard, again. He carries Tissot, Hamilton, Breitling, Tag, Oris, and a bunch of other brands, guys. So do click on the link, and if you're looking for a watch like that, check out his website. Let him know that Winding Crowns Hector sent you and ask for a discount. I'm sure he will work with you. Anyway, guys, this is a 40mm watch, 40 being a sweet spot for big wrist guys and small wrist guys. 40 is just a great size. Rolex and tons of other ones use 40 for that very reason. Tissot is no exception. They use a 40mm case. You do have very nice polished bezel on here. Then you have a nice dial. I wouldn't say it's a gloss dial, but it isn't exactly flat. It does catch light. It just has a little bit of a sunray effect to it. Not a whole lot, but it does. So it's nice to look at. It's not flat black. And you have in the like white silver paint, you have Tissot at 12, 1853, the year that were founded underneath that. Powermatic 80 at 6 o'clock, and Silicium underneath. Why? We all know by now the Hamilton and a lot of the Swatch Group watches. It has anti-magnetic properties, and that's what you want when you have a watch on. We have a lot of devices like cell phones, laptops, and stuff like that. We are around more magnets now than we ever were, and so a lot of watches I know are going to that. Tissot is no exception. You have a nice beveled polished handset with a little lume on there of both the hour and minute hand. Adequate for low lighting and even in the dark. It doesn't have a lot of room with the pencil style hands. You don't have a lot of room for tons of lume, but this is not a diver, so that's okay. And then you have the very nice beveled edges on all the indices. And behind that, you have a lume plot on every one of them. Like I said, it's not a whole lot of lume, but it's enough to see the time at a glance in the dark or low lighting. You have a nice framed date window, and I do love that. It actually brings the watch to a more luxurious level. It would look just fine without it, but I do think that it would look cheaper if it didn't have the frame. I think the frame really brings out the nice elegance to this watch, and it matches very well with the indices and polished handset. So I am glad they went with the framed window. Also, you have a very nice polished seconds hand there taken away. As you can see, it goes all the way out to the hash marks, as does the minute hand. And then the hour hand stops short of all the indices there, or hour markers. I do love that nice polished bezel. And if you look closely, you have brushed lugs. You have a horizontal brush sides. Very, very nice. And you have a very nice polished beveled edge, bringing yet again this watch to another level. At this price point, you don't expect to get those type of beveled, high polished edges, but you get it on this watch. That's why I say this is a very nice Datejust alternative for not a lot of money. You know, $775 is not a crazy money for this watch and all that you're getting, but you can find them a lot cheaper. Polished crown with the T for Tissot. Very nice grip there. The threading. That looks really, really nice and easy to turn. Of course, it's just a push-pull crown because it's not a diver. And then you have polished center links on those oyster style links. all the way around to the clasp. You have a nice deploy, 1853 Tissot, push buttons. There you go, there's your release. You still have plastics on it because it is brand new. I'm not going to take them off. And there we go, guys, look at that. Just a very nice overall watch, look at that. Look at the fine brushing on this watch. And I don't have any scratches on it because it's not mine. I just get all the smudges off. You can see very, very nice brushing on that watch. Both sides, just such a beautiful brushing. Nice high polished crown. Just beautifully done, guys. Sorry if there's smudges on the polished links, guys. It's just from my fingerprints. You're going to get that on high polish, so be ready for that. You will. There's no way you cannot keep smudges off this. It's just high polished. It does that, you know. So there's your very nice butterfly. Click from either side. It doesn't matter. Look at that. Very well done. And you do have split pins, so it's very easy to remove the links. No problem. Get a nice link. Get a nice sizing. And then there you go with your back, your case back right there. You get the model number, sapphire crystal, Tissot. You have stainless steel right there. Very nice. SI for the hairspring. You have 330 water resistancy there. As you can see, 110 bar, 100 meter. Just very nice. And there's your exhibition window showing your Tissot movement, which is an ETA 2824 based movement that is tweaked to give you 80 hours power reserve. Almost forgot, guys. Let's do a quick lume shot of this one. It shouldn't be crazy bright because it doesn't have a lot of lume, right? It's just a dress watch, but let's check it out. There it is, guys. It's not too bad for a sports dress type watch, right? More than, and it's BGW9. It is blue, so not too shabby. Love this watch. It will be going back to my buddy Richard, but I just really love to share the watches that I like. I like this watch. I wanted it on the channel. He allowed me to check it out. And I'll always do watches mostly that I like. Yeah, if somebody offers me a watch and say, hey, will you review this watch? Will you check it out? Yeah, that's fine. You know, if they reach out or whatever. Or I'll reach out to some if I really love the watch. But if not, if they reach out to me, I'll do it. You know, I want to check it out. Maybe something that I'll like. I don't know until I have it in hand, right? But the Tissot, I asked for this watch because I do love the look of this watch, and I figured you guys would too. Again, I'd like to thank Richard at Saltzman's for lending me this piece. I appreciate it. Richard at Saltzman's. Let him know that Winding Crowns or Hector sent you, and I'm sure he'll work with you. He's a really good guy out of Rhode Island. Thanks, Richard, for lending me the Tissot Gentleman, and it is still minty, perfect, with no scratch. You know how I do. So anyway, thanks, Richard, and thanks everybody for being with me today. I love this watch. I hope you love it too. 40 mil, you can't go wrong. Nice and thin, kind of like a Datejust, only way cheaper and looks fabulous. 80 hours power reserve, guys. How can you go wrong with 80 hours power reserve? And for $775 before discounts, that's great. Thanks for being with me again, guys. And remember, never stop. Oh, it's over here. Winding Crowns. Thanks, guys.